What's up, everybody? See, we got a bunch of people waiting. Just gonna make sure it's running and everything over here on my other screen.
Replace your notebooks and printed documents.
Looks like it is. How's everyone doing? Oh, 69 people in here. Great. Awesome. We're gonna probably get it rolling fairly quickly here. What's up, Paradise Productions? Brian, what's up? Leslie, Ricardo, Loving Awareness. Need to give shout outs to everyone right here. Karen, hey, how are you? TJ, what's up? Buyers of Swords, what's up? David, how you doing? David Perillo and David Belanger. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I didn't say that right. Sokhaki. Mr. Bloody Wolf Guy, what's up? Andy Long. Charles. Nancy. Too Fast. What's up, everyone? All right. Sharon, how are you? Nadia. Thank you. Appreciate it. Paradise Productions, I appreciate that. So I just want to go over mainly because of my last hey, what's up, Sam? What's up, Kenneth? Jay Coleman, what's good? What's up, Joe? Wow, really pumping in with these comments right now. So all right, we're gonna get it moving. Hey, Bob, what's up, man? Yeah, we got 160 watch right now. This is great. All right, so this is all really because of my last Bob, I'm doing good. How are you? So my last video, when that guy got in my face, and it was mixed in the comment section. There was people saying I should have done this, I should have done that. A lot of people were saying about pepper spray. So I just want to go over Carmen So, what's up? Weber, what up? HODL, my bags, hold my bags, what's up? So I just want to go over a couple of charges and incidences that happened to me in the past. Some were new, like fairly new, maybe not fairly new, but within the last enough where it affected me. So, and what really started this channel. So I'm going to, so I'm going to go over a couple laws and incidences that happened to me and show you guys why I do what I do and how I do it. There's reasons to what I do and how I do it because of my past. Let me know if it freezes or anything, guys. Let me know how it's going. Let me see. So I did a public record. I've been doing a lot of public records the past week or so. I did a public records on these old charges I got because someone kicked in my front door trying to attack a friend of mine. I defended myself in my own house. When I defended myself in my own house, they came back and arrested me, as you might see on the thumbnail, with 3 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. One of, I think it was disturbing the peace. Sorry. And let's see. And that was in my own house. They told me I was supposed to run away, try to run out the back door and not protect my own house. There is something called the castle law here in Massachusetts. And that wasn't even going to protect me, because they were saying we lured him into my house, lured him to kick in my front door and into my house. And here in Massachusetts, if you're not in your house, you must separate yourself if you can. If you do not separate yourself, you can and will be charged. Let me see. I'm missing a lot of these comments, guys. Hey, what's up, President H? Raphael, what's up? Human Overlord, what's up? Bob Beal. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Hey, here we go with appreciate that, Jason. Really do appreciate that. Keep that up for a minute. So I'm going to share my screen with that public records request. Is the volume good and everything, guys? I figured it is, because I haven't heard anything in the comment section. 249 in here right now. That's great, guys. I really appreciate that. So I'm going to show you the police report to show you how you have to. Here in Massachusetts, they have the most strict laws. Like, it's bad. So you have to be smart. You have to keep your cool. If not, you end up in jail. And I have a history. I didn't keep my cool when I was younger. I didn't know the laws. I didn't know my rights. I didn't know how to stick up for myself. And this is why I've learned to keep my cool. And that's a lot of self-work. A lot of people say they don't know how I do this. I don't like keep my cool. Oh, I would have headbutted him, but you're a bigger man than me, whatever. I don't take that as like, yeah, I'm a bigger man. But this is what some things that people say. So this is why in Massachusetts, you there's no stand your ground. You can't just stand there and be like, all right, well, you approached me, bang. You can't do that. Would I like to sometimes? Absolutely. Do I mind fighting? Not at all. So here, we're going to share this public records request. I'm going to show you guys, like, this is part of my past where it shows I don't give a fuck. If you come at me and I have to defend myself, I will defend myself by any means necessary. I've never been able to legally own a firearm here in Massachusetts. Most likely I never will be able to, especially now that I'm on the police's bad side, because I provoke and antagonize. It's all up to them. It's all up to the local police chief and or whoever they have in charge of their firearms licensing. They can just say, no, we're not going to give it to you, even if you don't have a history. I have a history because I didn't keep my cool, and I didn't care. I didn't care when I was younger. All the way from when I was in my teenage years, freshman in high school, 8th grade, all the way to freshman, and just it's a lot. So anyway, so here's the public records request. I'm about to share that right now. See if it pops up. I don't think it has. Oh yeah, it did. All right, cool. All right, guys. So here it is. This was from 2004, April 2nd, 2004. All the stuff that is real important is already taken out. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, but here we go. Right here. Club destroyed as weapon from assault. It was a baseball bat, a metal baseball bat. This kid came to my house to fight my friend. They got in a back and forth on the phone because the mother of his child was at the bar. He didn't get let in. I got to take that banner off. Hold on. He didn't get let in, so they were all drunk. I had a little bit in me, but I just drove back from Beverly, so I wasn't like hammered or anything. But we're sitting at the house, and they got in a back and forth. His baby's mother told this kid where I lived. So they came over my house. They were knocking at my door. I'm like, guys, this ain't happening at my house. Get out of here. Da, 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 da. I tried even saying I had a gun. I tried scaring them off because I didn't want any problems. I knew I was going to be the one arrested because in Ipswich, I had a name ever since I was 14 years old. I got into a lot of crazy stuff when I was a kid, and I was known as like the ringleader. I got into all the trouble. They were investigating me for bunch of different stuff. So when and if they could get me, they were going to get me. So I didn't want any trouble at my house. We also lived in public housing, so you can get kicked out if you get arrested or anything happens at your house in public housing. And I know there's going to be haters in here and saying some whatever. Guys, I'm not reading any of the comments right now, so I'm just letting you know that. I know there'll be some haters in here like, oh, you lived in public housing. Yeah, I did. I was really poor when I was younger and had a bad upbringing. My mom was addicted to drugs. After my stepfather passed away when I was 11, the doctors just threw prescriptions down her throat. Just here's something to sleep. Here's something to wake up. Here's something to for your anxiety, for your depression, for this, for that. But don't get her help. Just have her with a single mother with a child at home. And who cares about the child? So I was able to do and act however I really wanted for most of my life because my mom was under the influence of opioids because I'm pretty sure it was all opioids, but a lot of downers, man, a lot of downers. I used to have to put my mom to sleep when she was when I was 11. I used to literally have to tuck her in. So we lived at public housing. I wanted no issues. So here we go. We'll read it off right here. At approximately 1:10 hours, I patrolman Jonathan Hubbard was out for duty. Let me zoom that in a little bit. Was out for duty in the town of Ipswich at the South Sector in marked patrol unit, blah, blah, blah. At this time, I was dispatched to a report of someone who had kicked in a door at 14 Southern Heights. While en route, dispatch informed me that the person who had kicked in the door was one Michael Zabelski. This kid was he still is, but his uncle was a sergeant. I believe it was a sergeant at the hospital. His uncle was a sergeant at, I believe it was a sergeant or a lieutenant. He was up there a little bit. He was at the local police department, at Ipswich Police Department. So he got away, his whole family got away with everything: drunk driving, crashing cars, breaking in entries, assault and batteries, everything. They always protected each other, obviously. So they were all on the thin blue line side. So a nephew of a police officer in my town when I grew up kicked in my front door to assault, beat up. This kid he's huge. I'm going to show you pictures afterwards. Talking 6'4", 250, solid muscle, steroid freak, all that shit. Most likely high on coke and drunk that night. Most likely, I'm not going to say he was because I don't know if he was. So, at 14 Southern Heights, while en route, dispatch informed me that the person who had kicked in the front door was Michael Zabelski. As I arrived, I had trouble locating number 14 and saw nothing outside. I found the location and headed towards the residence. I was joined by patrolman Jason Sinclair and Peter Nickus. Peter Nickus was later on arrested for domestic assault and battery and also fighting another police officer in that town. I've shared that in some other of my videos. And I'm telling you guys that this is the stuff I've dealt with since I was a kid, 14 years old, this type of police department. And this is one of the main reasons why I do what I do. The other one is what is listed on the headline, where I got a Salem police officer suspended for 15 days because of a video I took that they tried to delete when they had me locked up in the cell. Now, with this case, I spent 2 weeks in jail on dangerousness hearing, no chance of bail because someone kicked in my front door and I defended myself with a baseball bat. So as we approached, Madsen was on the second floor yelling at us to come to the house because Zabelski was still inside. These guys knew exactly where I lived. They were investigating me for many different things. Some have to do with drugs and some have to do with just me and my little crew. So they knew exactly where I lived, and they knew what was up. So they were trying to stall to let him get out of the house and take off. That's what I think. But anyway, so as we approached, Matson was on the second floor yelling at us to come in the house because Zabelski was still inside. When I reached the door, I saw Zabelski in the kitchen area. He was completely covered in blood from head to toe. Yes, he was. You could literally see his pulse coming out of the wounds, like just leaking blood. When I reached the door, I saw Zabelski in the kitchen area. He was completely covered in blood from head to toe. The blood was dripping from his head. It was also observed splatter all over the walls, the floor, and the floor of the apartment. Zabelski said to me, "John, look at what they did to me. I got hit 3 times in the head." I told Zabelski to go outside and speak with the other officers. As he passed me, I observed serious gashes on the front and left rear of his head. He was bleeding severely from the head. We immediately notified dispatch for an ambulance to respond. At that point, chaos ensued as we were trying to get Zabelski outside. My friend Chris was also present in the house, and he was instigating Zabelski further. Matson then came downstairs and joined in the conversation and began yelling at Zabelski as well as us. I was screaming at them because they were letting him enter the doorway once again. Springer, I see that on my other screen. I appreciate the $10. I will put that up on the screen when I get over to that screen. I'm screaming at them like, do your fucking job. He just kicked in my door. You don't even have him handcuffed. I'm like, you're letting him back like into my doorway, literally into my doorway. So yeah, I was screaming at them and I'm telling them, I'm like, get him out of my house. Like, what are you guys doing? So Batson came downstairs and started to join in the conversation and began yelling at Zabelski as well as us. Once Zabelski was outside, Negron and Matson began verbally abusing the officers present. They said to us, it took you guys 15 friggin' minutes. Yes, exactly. To get here. Now you're not even doing anything. See, I didn't even read over this once I got it, guys. Even though at this point we were trying to calm the situation and ascertain just what was transpiring. Why am I having a hard time transpiring? Yeah, it just doesn't sound right. Anyway, Matson calmed down, but Negron continued to yell at us, and Zabelski, who was outside, this led to the scene remaining very volatile. He was told to go sit in the other room and calm down so we could get a statement from him. I don't know why this is all... has it all been? Oh, okay. It looked like, I don't know why, I just noticed it was all uppercase. All right, so this led to the scene remaining volatile, blah, blah, blah. So I asked Matson how this all started. He stated that Negron found out that his baby's mother was drinking with Mike and Sean. Previously, I guess someone was a new boyfriend. They went back and forth on the phone. He began yelling at this other guy's friend. So it was 2 of them that showed up at the door, and they were both trying to get in, but only one actually dared to kick in the door and do something. So threats were made, and Matson stated that they were going to meet at the car wash to fight. No, they were talking about it. So that's not what was said here. They were talking about going to meet at the car. Yeah, they were talking about meeting at the car wash, and then all of a sudden they just showed up at my house. He said Mike came to the door and was knocking. Matson said he then kicked in the door, and I hit him with a bat. So right when he kicked in the door open towards me, it hit me back behind the like the wall is literally like right where the door is. So I was pinned in between the back of the door and the wall. I just took the bat and basically slid it along the side of the door, and it just hit him square right there. Boom. Sent him over towards the stove, and I just started swinging. and I hit him 2 more times. Bang, bang. And then he grabbed hold of the bat, and we started fighting over the bat. This dude's huge. He's absolutely huge. So he had a hold of like right where the bat goes from thin to thick. So he had a good grip on that thing. And we're arguing over the bat. And so I ended up getting the bat back. This, I think, might say that he got the bat. But what I did, I grabbed the bat and I put it underneath a table that was on like the corner part of the stairway that we had. And there was like a blanket on it, so you couldn't see where I put the bat, so he couldn't get it. So I stayed in the living room, and I couldn't leave him. So this is when they say, "Oh, who are you gonna call if something happens?" All right, so I tried it this one time. I called the cops, and this is what happened. I ended up in jail for 2 weeks. You live, you learn. Never, never, ever, ever again. So he's leaking all over the place. When we're fighting over the bat, he's asking me, why did I come? Why am I? Where am I? I'm like, you're in my house. He's like, why am I here? I'm like, I have no idea. Why are you here? Exactly. So I end up getting the bat away from him. I told my friend, I'm like, yo, my mom just like, she broke her knee. So there was crutches. She broke her knee in the like a couple months before. So there was crutches right there. I'm like, yo, grab the crutches, hit this motherfucker. I'm like, get him. So my friend kind of like froze up, I guess. So anyway, I was the only one that did anything. I grabbed the bat, put it over there. I went upstairs with my ex-girlfriend that was there at the time. We went upstairs. So my mom had a friend upstairs also with a 3-year-old up there. So we went upstairs to kind of get away from him. Well, when I called the cops, I was sitting on a recliner. I was just chilling. I was sitting on the recliner. I'm like, he's standing right here in my living room. He doesn't know where he's at, this, that, the other. So he started getting amped up because I started popping off. I'm like, look what happened to you. I'm like, you think you're big and bad, because nobody ever messed with him in this town. Nobody still has to this day. I'm the only one that got the upper hand on this kid ever. So I'm like, yo, you think you're big and bad? I'm like, look what happened to you. You're leaking right now. So anyway, I went up the stairs, and this is where it's gonna pick up right here. So hit him in the head. Let's see. Oh, shit. Shit, where did I go? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. That's why. Sorry, guys. I lost my spot. With a baseball bat. I asked Mattson where he was at this point, and he said, I was behind the door. See, Mattson stated that he hit Zabelski 3 times in the head, and he didn't go down. I figured hitting him in the head with the bat would have dropped him, but it didn't. Mattson stated that Zabelski didn't attempt to assault anyone in the house. He stated after he hit Zabelski, Zabelski began running around the house and made a big letter Z at the on the living room wall in his own blood. We arrived at this point. Now he followed us up the stairs and wrote it at the top of the stairs because I had a crowbar up in my bedroom because I can't own a gun, so I had things all around my house to be able to do something if this happened, something like this happened. So I grabbed the crowbar and I show him the hook. And I said, this is going right in your fucking forehead if you come through this doorway, my bedroom doorway. And I shut the door and I just stood on the other side. I was ready to just dig that thing straight in his forehead. So he went back down the stairs, and that's when I look out the window because the blue lights came, and I'm yelling to them. I'm like, he's still in the kitchen. So I then talked to Negron. He stated he was just sitting on the couch. Yep. And he busted in. He stated he didn't say anything to him and was just sitting there. He stated he then picked up the phone and he called the police. Maybe he called the police, and then I ended up talking to him. He said Zabelski did not attack him or assault him. He just began running around after he was assaulted. See how they already worded it as if Zabelski is, he literally I had the deadbolt locked. He busted open the whole door frame and everything. I'm surprised there's no pictures with this. I'm actually going to hit him up for that. I'm going to see if there's any pictures with it, because I was telling him what pictures to take. I'm like, look, you got to take a picture of the door frame, all this shit. They were trying not to give any evidence to get this kid in trouble, because he was supposedly on possibly on the list, because he was doing not professional football, but the league under that, semi-pro, and he was possibly, this is what I heard, allegedly going to be able to go into the draft. He's huge, I'm telling you guys. So anyway, Zabelski was transported by Lions, Beverly Hospital, and at this point, I was not able to speak with him at the scene. None of the officers were able to speak to Mike at the scene due to injuries. See how they say how he's just like a friend, like, hey, it's Mike. Patrolman St. Sinclair returned to the station and to retrieve the camera and to photograph the scene. He photographed the door jamb and the blood on the floor and the wall. The blood on the scene all came from Zabelski, and nobody else was assaulted or injured during the incident. Patrolman Nichols called for extra help, and Patrol Cole responded to the station. At this point, Patrolman Sinclair and myself responded to Beverly Hospital. We interviewed Zabelski at the hospital. Zabelski stated that Negron was harassing him for hanging out with Stefano and him. Negron was threatening Hammett, and Stefano began talking to Negron. Negron was threatening Stefano, telling him he was going to kick his ass, and if you were a man, you'd come over here right now and fight me. Zabelski took over and began talking to Negron. Zabelski stated that Negron then began threatening him, and Zabelski said that I'm going to kick your ass. You're a nobody, low life town employee. You're nothing but a see. None of that was said. The low life town employee, I said that when he was at my door. I'm like, you're gonna be nothing. You're just a townie, blah blah blah. And what do you know? He's still living in Ipswich. Continued talking about his mother and threatening him. Zabelski said, Negron stated, if you had the balls, you come over here. No, like I said, there was talk about going to the car wash. This is important because this is showing that they're trying to say that we taunted him to come in. Zabelski said, I called his bluff and I went over there. And when I got there, I went to the door and I started knocking. I saw Chris, and he was saying it was me at the door. It wasn't my friend. Saying that I didn't have the balls to come inside. And I didn't say, like I said, I didn't want them to come inside. I said, it's not happening at my house. I was on probation. I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want to violate probation, all this stuff. Chris said he didn't have the balls, whatever. Zabelski said the only person he saw inside was Chris. I asked him how he knew it was Chris, and he said he's seen him before. He told me that Chris was the kid with the dark hair on the phone. How would he know he had dark hair on the phone? This was back in 2004, guys. Negron continued to taunt Zabelski and telling him to come inside. No, he never did, and do something about it. Zabelski told him to come inside if he was tough. Zabelski then kicked in the door, entered the house. Here in Massachusetts, this is home invasion. It can be up to life in prison. Let me see. Dude, 337 people watch right now. I love you all, guys. Hit that like button. Get that like up big time, please. That is unreal. I haven't been paying attention, and I just looked. 337 people watch right now. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it all. I really do. And whoever's donated so far, I appreciate it. If you want to do the super chat, if you want to do a sticker and you want to say something, I'll check the super chat after and I'll read it out, the question, whatever it is. Or if you want to just throw a donation towards me and not let Google or YouTube take anything from it, go over to my PayPal. Some of my, moderators, throw in some of those links maybe. Cash App and PayPal are the two that I have. Appreciate all the support, guys. I'm really grateful. All right, so Zabelski. As soon as he said, Zabowski came inside. Zabowski then kicked in the door and entered the house. Zabowski then said, as soon as I went through the door, I started getting hit in the head. I didn't know where it was coming from. He said he got hit and tried to duck and cover. And then he stood up. He was struck twice more on the top of the head. The first strike came from the left rear of the door, which is consistent with Mattson hiding behind the door. I wasn't hiding behind. Guys, I went to go look behind the curtain, and right when I looked, the door kicked open this way, and I had the bat in my right hand while I was looking. I went like that, kicked it open like this, and I just went one-handed. Bam! Crazy, guys. It was unreal. I held on to that shirt for like years as like I was sick, man. I held it on like a trophy. As soon as he went through the door, and the first strike came from the left rear, which is consistent, and Mattson hiding behind the door. Zabowski said he never saw the strike coming. After he was struck the third time, he grabbed the bat and took it away from Mattson. No, he didn't. He then put the bat down and said he would not. So when we were fighting over the bat, I'm like, let go of the bat and just run out that door, dude. Get the fuck out, and I won't hit you again. And he was like, no, you're going to hit me again. I'm like, I won't, bro. I'm like, I only hit you because you kicked in my door. So we got the bat away. I hit it. So anyway, when Zabowski was released in custody for the charges listed above, he only got breaking and entry at nighttime. We'll see the charges up top. He was booked per departmental procedure, and his wounds were photographed. He was released on bail for $40 to his girlfriend. After Zabowski was released, Patrolman St. Clair, Cole Nickus, and myself went back to 14 Southern Heights to speak to Mattson. They didn't come to speak to me. They came to arrest me. He answered the door and invited us inside. I answered the door, and they said, we have a warrant for you. We're coming to arrest you. He was held on $2,500 bail and brought to Newburyport Court. Zabowski received 22 staples in his head. Respectfully submitted. The following is a report part of Jason Sinclair. I guess I'll just read over this too. I interviewed Zabowski outside. Zabowski stated to me that the reason he was over there was because Chris called him on the cell phone, and whatever Negron and Zabowski names was calling Zabowski named woo boo hoo and telling him he wanted to fight. Zabowski stated that he approached 14 Southern Heights. He saw Negron out the window of the door. Zabowski then said Negron would not come out of the house. Negron continued to egg Zabowski on. Zabowski stated that Negron made a gesture to come in. See how it's different. It's a different story here. With his hands. At this point, Zabowski said he would not open the door. Zabowski then kicked in the door. Upon entering, he was struck from behind the head with a metal baseball bat by Thomas Mattson. Mattson then struck him 2 more times in the side of the head. According to both Zabowski and Mattson, Zabowski did not strike back, but Zabowski followed Mattson halfway up the stairway. Zabowski then took the bat from Mattson. No, that was, he didn't toss it to no side, because I grabbed the bat from where I hit it and showed and gave it to them. So yeah, guys, that is one of the reasons why I think 500 times over before I defend myself. I spent 2 weeks in jail being held. They've revoked my bail because of a dangerousness hearing. Let me see. Am I back? Wow, guys, I'm just seeing some of these ECCW. I appreciate that, man. $49.99. It says I'm caught up. LOL. David 50. Unbelievable, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. keep up the fight, my brother. Keep them accountable. Love your videos. I appreciate that. Let's see. I showed Jason's. Guys, I've missed any of your comments. I apologize, but I just had to read over all that. And I think all the comments are starting to catch up. I don't know, but if anyone else left super chats or anything, those are the ones I can see right now. I appreciate that. What we got? 373 right now. I don't know how many likes right now, but hit that like button, guys. Appreciate that. So the other thing I want to show you guys real quick is, oh, well, I'm not doing that right. Hold on. I want to show you where I got arrested for filming. Vile God, $2. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah, it was $2,500 bail just once I got arrested and brought to the court, but they revoked my bail on a dangerousness hearing because they thought I was dangerous for protecting myself in my own house with a baseball bat. The other kid got $40 bail for doing the home invasion. Yes. But they only charged him with simple B&E, well, not simple B&E, but nighttime B&E. Oh, that's not the one I tried to put up, but hey. Yeah, so these are a lot of the reasons why I don't it's my style and all that stuff, guys, because I've learned lessons the wrong way. WTP, I appreciate that. You and Leslie, I appreciate you both. I appreciate all the likes. I see Leslie says 276 likes and climbing. Much appreciated, guys. Much appreciated. So now I'm going to bring you over to a couple other, my first video I ever posted on this channel, and it's what literally started this channel, was my first cop watch and first filming of an arrest. So let me share that. Hold on, let me get this kid out of here. Block him. I don't deal with all these. I don't deal with these people. Well, it's not letting me right now, so I'll try to do another time. All right, so I don't want to do this long. How long I've been on? 38 minutes. All right, I'm thinking about an hour tops. I have a lot to talk about, but I just really wanted to go over this and the next video, or the next show you the article. I might show the video too. Thank you, Ricardo Rios. Comments like that is what helps me keep it moving. So after the dangerousness hearing, they said the only way they would actually bail me out, it ended up being $10,000 bail. My grandparents had to go into their retirement fund because they knew that it wasn't my fault, and they dug out 10 grand to get me out of jail, because I was a victim of a home invasion. So this is what I dealt with, guys, and these are just two of the instances that that got me where I'm at, and got me thinking before I act. Let's see if that shares. I think it's going to. Let's see. Vile God, I appreciate that. $10. You're out of here. Thank you for joining. I am going to be ending it soon anyway. Let it pop up. So guys, this video is called Bad Salem Cop. Everything that I'm talking about is all linked in the description, besides the email, besides the public record. But I can, I'll screenshot everything and put it in my community post. So go to my community post here on YouTube. And if you haven't gone there and checked it out, I used to get over 180 likes per post anytime that I would post. Now I get like 20 or so. So go over to the community page, like all those that you haven't liked, and then look out for the public records request that I'll put out, the one that I just went over. So this, because of my video, man taken down by police. The video is called Bad Salem Cop. I got a cop. Maybe I'll just go over that. Let me see. I think it's up. So if it's up, yeah, it's up. So I'm just gonna share that first, so you guys know what I'm talking about. And what's up, Mozilla? Scully 10, what's up? I'm seeing some of you guys right now. Sue, Illinois, what up? Mike Talley, what's up? Aiden, hey man, where you been, Aiden? Nice to see you. I saw you over on what's his name? Kenny Klein's one of his live streams or something. I'm glad to see you over here, man. Appreciate it. So I'm doing this just to kind of give you guys like a perspective of why. I'm gonna stop this screen share of why I do what I do and why I handle myself sometimes in really calm manner, and why I can hold it together. Bob, I will email you for sure tomorrow, for sure. Mark my word, it's on video for sure. 100%. I will email you tomorrow. And the weather's just been so out of control that like it's rainy, then it's sunny, and I can't fly my drone. If it's windy, it's been wicked windy. We'll get together for sure. I will definitely 100% email you tomorrow. What's up, Mike Mac? Appreciate it, from Tennessee. Here, let me. All right, this is the one I wanted to share first, just to kind of in order. So I got this cop suspended for 2 weeks. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to share first. I wanted to share the video. Sorry, guys. Telling that story, it brought me back, and it just amped me up. That was a crazy, crazy time in my life, man. People are starting to go right now. It's good because I mainly wanted to show that, but we've dropped like 50 to almost 70 people, but gonna go maybe another 15 minutes, guys, if you can just bear with me. Let's see. Now I can share. I'm getting better at doing this quicker with the sharing and everything. Guys, I still have my my dinner right here that I haven't even. Haven't even eaten yet. It just ended up getting done at the same time as my 8 o'clock, right when I had to go live. So, all right, guys, you ready for this? So this was back in 12 years ago. Hold on, let me pause it. Let it catch up.
What the cop?
So, guys, this is on Essex Street in Salem. I was at the end of Essex Street, kind of near the Bewitched statue.
Was saying what?
And this kid came running around the corner. He's bleeding from his mouth. And why? All right. So this kid was bleeding from his mouth. He's holding his mouth and he's running. I'm like, yo, what's up? I always carried a camera around with me, even back in the day. Our phones just started getting cameras when this happened. I think it was in 2008. But yeah, was it 2008? I can't remember right now. Anyway, so I had a camera on me, and the kid he's like, yo, the cops are kicking the shit out of everyone over there. So I started rolling. This is the third video clip, but this is the most important. They were all under a minute long. So they're facing the wrong way on this intersection. This car is facing the wrong way. They all came up a one way the wrong way. This is Captain Kate Stevens. She was a sergeant back then.
Yeah,
Nowadays with public records and complaint forms. Hold on, guys. Let me make this clear. Hold on. It's about to get good right now. So I'm going to pause it so I can explain something. Yeah, quality's 240. Come on, really? 480. Better than 240. So anyway, they you can see an undercover officer. Edward, I appreciate that. You can see right here, he's in the red. You can see right where I'm pointing. You can see his red shirt. There's his face right there. That's an undercover officer that is telling this officer, Lawrence Pulio, that the kid he has in the back of the car, his friend, is over here. So that sets him off, because supposedly this, excuse me, guys, I just took a bite. So supposedly this cop got punched in the face. So he's now lost all control. So here we go. Ready? The undercover cop's right here. He's telling him right now. You'll see him look over. He looks over. Guys, this is called Bad Salem Cop on my channel. He says, get the fuck out of here or you're next.
Get the fuck out of here now.
Chokes him. Chokes him.
I got it.
I'm like, I got it. Look at, put his knee in his back, right on the back of his neck, right there. This is his superior trying to calm him down, and now they snag me up, and I stop recording, and I take my camera and I throw it over to my friend. He grabbed the camera and ran down the street and took off. When I got arrested, I got charged with failure to disperse a riot. I got charged with disorderly conduct, and I think that might be it. Maybe something else. So now I'm gonna share the the news article that happened. So it was on channel 4, channel 5, channel 7, Fox, I think it was channel 12. It was on every single news channel. Even some of my friends. Wow, we're back up to 375, guys. Awesome. Hit that like button if you haven't already. So my friends over in California saw it on the news. So he was a big embarrassment to the whole department because of that video. So when I was arrested, I was released on $40 personal recognizance. I believe that's how you say it. Hey, Antonio, what's up, man? I just happened to see it looking over at my TV. So I got bailed out, and right when I opened my phone, it was in my gallery, my photo gallery. So they thought I recorded it on my phone, and they went into my photo gallery to try to delete the video because they knew what I caught on video. Thankfully, I had a camera even back in 2008. And yeah, it's coming up on 13 years, so it was 2008. right around what's it called, Halloween here in Salem. So it was pretty busy, and he got suspended for 2 weeks. Let me share that. My computer's acting really slow right now. Share screen. He ended up getting suspended for 2 weeks, no pay, which is huge, mainly because he swore with his badge on, and not because he choked the kid. Here we go, right here. And this is why the Salem cops don't like me too much, especially the old ones, like Captain Cunt Stevens, which is now a sergeant because she doesn't respect the First Amendment. And she tweeted out that people protesting this past year, she doesn't understand why they get to protest and her favorite restaurant is closed down. Meanwhile, she is a law enforcement officer that is enforcing the unconstitutional orders that she is upset with. You just can't make this stuff up, man. So when I put in complaints, I'll try to pop up the email real quick if I have time. I want to end this kind of soon. So she deemed all of my complaints frivolous and without merit because of who I am and what I do. So I put a complaint in on her for discrimination, for saying because of who I am and what I do, she's not going to take any of my complaints serious. And that, I think the chief responded with, "Oh, she'll talk to her," or something. Months later, she still doesn't understand the First Amendment, still doesn't take anything serious that I brought any of the concerns I brought up. And she ends up getting demoted 2 rankings from captain to sergeant because of what she did. So now all of the complaints she marked frivolous without merit are now being looked at. It's been over 6 months by the new acting chief, because the chief had to step. She didn't have to, but she felt the heat really warming up. She was getting hot in that position. So she retired early to go be head of security at the PBD Essex Museum. Meanwhile, while she was chief, this is how crooked both of these police departments are. The ones that got me into what I'm doing now. And Salem is more upset with what I'm doing. And they are one of the biggest reasons why I'm doing what I do and the reason my channel started. So while she was chief, her husband got arrested and charged as the booking officer in the Salem Police Department for sexually assaulting a drunk guy that was only there for protective custody because pipes broke in his hotel room and he had nowhere to stay. So they brought him down to the jail, put him in protective custody, and the chief's husband took advantage of him and blew him, lack of a better term, went down on him. The chief's husband, he's now spending 3 to 5 years in state jail. She didn't step down then. But all of a sudden she stepped down to be the lead security at PBD Essex Museum, the same PBD Essex Museum that tried to conspire with Officer Green, Tiny Tyrant Green. That's one of my videos, to illegally trespass me and get my information illegally, to illegally trespass me while I was on a sidewalk and facing my camera at the PBD Essex Museum. Guys, it just goes on and on and on. Like, with all the comments I got in my last video, I'm like, I have to make a video at least showing the 2 main incidences that got me to where I'm at. One is about self-defense and the other is about filming. And those are the 2 things I have to deal with the most nowadays. All right, so a Salem officer shown on YouTube video throwing a suspect down to the ground during an arrest has been suspended following an investigation. Lawrence Pulio received 15-day suspension without pay for conduct unbecoming of an officer and discourtesy. He has been on desk duty since October. The October 17th arrest began, serving the suspension Tuesday. And this was put out on December 11th. So 3 weeks later. The Salem News reports that the internal investigation found that Puleo violated police rules when he used a neck-grabbing takedown. All right, my bad. I thought it was just about profane language. Neck-grabbing takedown and profane language during the arrest of 21-year-old Swampscott man refusing to disperse to downtown. Did that video look like he was refusing to disperse? He was walking away and got grabbed from behind. Do you see how even the newspaper reports in favor of police? And this local newspaper, I've tried to come to them with so many. I'm like, yo, I have so much on Salem PD. They don't give a shit. So anyway, the eight-page report called Puleo's actions improper and intemperate, even though the arrest was justified and the suspect was not hurt. That suspect was not hurt, but the one that was getting put in the back of the car before that, he had a fractured skull. He had a fractured skull, guys. And you can hear me at the beginning of that video. I said, oh, he has head bandages on and shit, because he had a fractured skull, and they fractured the front of, like, I think it was the front of his face and even an eye socket. Man, I think that's all that was that. Yeah. So now we'll bring you to the next, what we got on right now. And guys, I did a public records request. Let me see if I can find that real quick. On that interaction. Yeah, got it right here. I have all the documentation of that incident right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo a video with the 3 short clips with an explanation. Look at that. Look at my old, what is it? I don't know. I'm looking at the screen here. You can see my, oh, that was the wrong side. Sorry. Look at that right there. My old picture. So yeah, I was a fatty back then, guys. So anyway, I want to do a video showing that I was arrested on my very first cop watch, and kind of do more of an in-depth talk and make it a real, how I edit my videos, do a nice edit job with it and everything. So yeah, I got all of it. I got the whole police report, everything. I'm gonna go over this. I'm gonna make a video on it. So let me go back and share that other news article, and then I'll be out here, guys. Oh, I did want to show you the Massachusetts law with the assault, just to have it documented and show you guys, like, there's reasons why I do what I do. There's reasons why I don't have spice as everyone likes, and that's a West Coast thing, honestly, guys. That's not. I'm not into that. I'm not into fighting or hurting people just because I feel a certain way. Like, you have to be such a bigger person to not get to that point. I'm 38. I'm not into all that. Would I mind getting in a scrap here or there? No. I enjoy fighting. If I had the right path, I probably would have done some MMA stuff, because I don't mind getting punched, and I like punching. So it's not that I don't want to defend myself, and I can't. Believe me. And I'm not saying this in any way. I have never lost a fight. I don't want to fight when I do, because I black out, guys. The universe takes over once I get to a certain point, and I don't want to get to that point. Yeah, actually, Brian, the chief's husband, remember I asked you this in the comment section. I thought you were just trying to be funny. The chief's husband, that's his name is Brian Butler. Jury clears man taken down by police. So Peabody District Court jury yesterday cleared Swampscott man of disorderly conduct charges stemming from an arrest downtown after he was taken to the ground by Salem police. All because of my video, guys. That's what happens when you record police. This kid was going to lose his his college scholarship and all of that shit because he got arrested. And these cops wanted to keep him, like, keep the charges, like, get him stuck. And it's just so messed up, guys. And they knew they were in the wrong. They knew they were in the wrong. You could tell by the video. So, it was just one series of setbacks yesterday from the prosecutors and the police, who received significant scrutiny after the video of patrolman Lawrence Pulio taking Travis Markarian to the ground in what he called a jawline takedown appeared on the internet. Pulio was suspended for 15 days over the incident in which Markarian was charged with disorderly conduct, failure to disperse a riot. We all were charged with that. Before the jury heard the case, Judge Robert Brennan also already decided to clear both Markarian, 21, of Swampscott, and a second person, myself, Thomas Matson, 25, who had recorded the arrest on video, of charges of failure to disperse a riot, because they did not meet the circumstances of the riot. It had to be like 10 or plus people with weapons, either a stick. It just didn't fit. So anyway, Brennan found that the prosecutors could not prove that there had been anything resembling a legal definition of a riot in the early morning hours of October 17th, as the bars were letting out. He issued a direct verdict of not guilty before the trial even got underway. And earlier in the day, prosecutors decided to dismiss charges of assault and battery on 2 police officers filed against Markarian's friend, Michael Wormuth, 21, of Swampscott. He had Wormuth admitted that prosecutors had significant evidence against him and charged him with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Those charges were continued without a finding for three months, after which they were also dismissed. Much of the morning was taken up by legal wrangling over the issues whether prosecutor Carleen Cashman could prove the elements of each charge against the men. When the case finally got underway, Cashman argued that the jury to convict Markarian of disorderly conduct, acknowledging that while Pulio was in the wrong, so was the defendant. 2 wrongs don't make a right, Cashman told the jurors. It's a simple concept. That means, I'm not going to get into it. She said Pulio gave the group that originally included Markarian, Wormuth, and another man, Christopher Burke, an ample warning to leave the area. So back in the day, once it hit like 1:30, they used to just tell everyone to clear the streets, like it's like they have to, like it's a city ordinance, or like it's even if it's a city ordinance, it doesn't matter. It's public. If you're not being loud, if you're not being disorderly, you can be wherever the hell you want in public. This is what was wrong with this police department, Salem, and this is why they hated how I kept the pressure on them these past 2 years, man. This came back to bite them in the ass big time. Little did they know, 11 years after this incident, 10 years after this incident, I would have been recording them and holding them accountable tenfold. So he gave them the orders to leave. He and fellow officer Kevin St. Pierre had already arrested Wormuth and Burke. When Pulio spotted Markarian back in the area, he had been asked to leave. Cashman said Markarian was peppering Sergeant Kate Stevens with questions. He only asked them, here on the Matson video, Markarian is heard asking, "What did you arrest him for?" and why his friend had bandages on his face. He will tell you he's out of gas. He's frustrated, Cashman acknowledged of Pulio, who told Markarian, "Get the F out of here." But that, she said, did not justify Markarian's actions, including walking away while he said, "Get out of here." He was following lawful orders, including interrupting Stevens and smirking at the officer instead of obeying him and just leaving. Markarian's lawyer, John Morris. If anyone's in the Salem area and you want a good lawyer, John Morris, I'm telling you, he is good. Argued two jurors that Markarian was already walking away, obeying the officer's orders, and had done nothing to justify being arrested, particularly in such a dramatic way. He called the case against the client an attempt by police to distract from the officer's actions, comparing it to a situation in which an architect steers someone away from the flaws in a project. A picture is worth 1,000 words, Morris told jurors but a video tells the story. He played the YouTube video for the jurors who would see it a total of 3 times during the trial. The jurors, 6 women and a man, declined comment as they left the courthouse. Mark Heron also declined comment. Morris said his client simply wants to move on in life. The 4th suspect, Burke of Swampscott, has not stood trial. He is facing charges of assault and polio as well. His attorney said Burke is ill and unavailable to stand trial. So there you go, guys. Those are the 2 biggest reasons why I do what I do and how I do what I do. Massachusetts, these cops are tyrants for real. They try to make charges stick to you like crazy. They stick up for their family and their fellow thin blue line gang member. It's horrible out here, guys, with that. But it is beautiful. If you don't know your rights and laws, it can be difficult at times. And that's what I grew up with, big time. Let me share this one last thing I want to show you guys. It's just a description of the Massachusetts law for assault and battery or assault. And guys, everyone look out. I should have said this at the beginning. Fuck. Everyone look out for my video tomorrow. It's from the Lynn Police Department. I went over there today, and the Lynn District Court, which is also the Southern Essex District Court, which I didn't know, Southern Essex County. So I went over there because last week on the 23rd, it was in the headlines that 7 police officers were on administrative leave because one officer was arrested by Salem PD for domestic assault and battery. So they got a warrant for his phone because he was sending threats on his. Why is that not moving? Is it up yet? Is it sharing? No? Huh. Let me try it again. It's saying it can't capture the screen. So anyway, the 7 police officers were arrested. Oh, one was arrested for domestic assault and battery. They went into his phone because he was threatening his girlfriend or his wife or whatever. When they went into his phone, there was a group chat between him and 6 other Lynn police officers. Those Lynn police officers were talking about with racial slurs. They were talking about steroids, illegal drug use. Yes, it's sharing. All right, cool. So they're all on administrative leave right now. Sure, paid. Even though one is, who would have thought a cop would be arrested for domestic assault and battery, huh? So, all right. So, understanding self-defense laws in Massachusetts, it is important to note that. So, I went over to the Lynn Police Department, went to go check them out. They said over the scanner, they said, "Hey, Thomas Madsen's out there with his camera. Don't even give him the time of the day." As a cop approached me to give me the time of day, and I'm telling you guys, it was good. You know how I roll. So I ended up going in to go get his badge number because he wouldn't give me his badge number, or he said it while he was walking away and I couldn't hear him. I went in to go get his badge number. And guys, again, with this whole mask thing, I've lost subscribers because they think I'm on the left, and I've lost people because they thought I was on the right. They think I'm pro-mask. They think I'm anti-mask. I'm about freedom. You want to wear it, wear it. You don't, you don't. We have freedom of choice. My body, my choice. To not wear a mask if we feel safe with one on, wear one, whatever. So anyway, I went there, all the cops in there, like maybe 4 out of the 20 people I saw in there had a mask on, and they would put it on when they'd approach the glass. It's all for show, guys. Why are these guys the ones enforcing these rules, regulations, fucking recommendations, whatever you want to call them? Why are they enforcing them? And then they're only doing it when public is watching. They need to stand up and say, we're not enforcing this shit. That's my point. To keep pointing out the contradictory and the rules for thee, not for me, all that crap. This is what it's about. That's why you see my other videos when I'm telling people to take them off when they're out in public. That's the public I'm telling. But these public officials, I'm going to hold accountable. They're supposed to be following these orders and shit, and then they're enforcing them. This is why I do it, okay? So anyway, it is important to know under the law, defined self-defense laws in Massachusetts include a castle doctrine. When defending yourself in a dwelling, you aren't required to first try to retreat. This law they just repealed it, I think, back when that first incident happened that I was talking about. And but in other circumstances, a person is required to retreat before using force. You hear that, guys? It's important to note that under the law, dwelling is defined as a building that is a permanent or temporary residence, which means that tents, motorhomes, and boats may not qualify as a dwelling where the doctrine would apply. It's also important to be aware that common areas of buildings such as halls of an apartment does not fall under castle doctrine. If you ever want to look into laws and all that, go to findlaw.com, guys, and you can go by state. You can do all that stuff. Finally, as with virtually all self-defense laws, the force must be used reasonably and necessary under the circumstances, and if deadly force is used, the person must have reasonably and actually believe that they were in immediate danger of great bodily harm or death. It's no surprise that any legal research would involve looking into the literal language, blah, 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 blah. So guys, you have to, here in Massachusetts, you must retreat if you can. The only way, if someone's walking up to me aggressive, you can't just pepper them. You can't, JKMA, what's up? Just seeing you right now. I don't know if you just joined or what's up. But Nadia, hey, what's up? Save the Humans, what's up, brother? So here in Massachusetts, you cannot just defend yourself. You have to retreat. You have to show that you're trying to remove yourself from the threat. It's not like a Florida where someone's approaching you and you can just blast them. You can just spray them. You can just punch them. You need to try to separate yourself. And I learned this even in my own house, guys. I spent 2 weeks in jail, not being able to get bail for defending myself in my own home. So this is what I wanted to go over. It's basically, I'm at the end. So I'm going to look over some of the comments right now. If anyone has any questions or comments, make sure you check out my, stop the screen share. Make sure you check out my video I'm releasing tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'm going to release it. I'm going to be changing up, Roscoe, I actually think it's I have people from the left and the right, so it's people like BLM like what I do because I'm holding cops accountable. The right likes what I'm doing because they like Constitution and me fighting for freedom. So that's why I don't fall for either side, because when I was at a rally the other day, Saturday, both sides it was contradictory to what they were saying. So the right doesn't want masks or mandatory shots or anything like that, but who's going to enforce it? The police. They're blue lives matter. Black lives matter side wants mandatory shots, wants everyone to have to wear masks. Not everybody, but this is the general consensus. And they don't like cops, but who's going to enforce it? The cops. None of it makes sense, guys. So if you just fight for freedom and truth, you will not fall and have this uncomfortable feeling of cognitive dissonance that you're actually living a life of what you don't like. Brian, yeah, Bob, yeah, I try to stand up for everybody I can, and I've always been that way. I've always stuck up for like the nerds and all that in school if they were being picked on, people that sit by themselves. I was that kid for a long time. then I started playing sports, and people realized I was pretty good at sports. So then I got a little more popular that way. But then I got away from sports because I realized it was just a way to bribe you to do good in school. And to do good in school means they want to put you in a slumber, and you be indoctrinated with all the BS that everyone is feeling nowadays. So, all right, guys, that's basically what I want to do. Let me see if I can get any more. Hey, what's up, Vincent? I actually want to try to hit Haverhill again at some point. Tommy, yeah, that's actually, yeah, I appreciate going out with everyone, and I appreciate people wanting to film with me, but I really like filming by myself. I'm not saying I'm not going to film with anyone ever again or anything like that, and I will, but I really like to film by myself. It's a control thing, and it's just more comfortable. I'm a loner anyway. I like to be by myself. All this, I'm very self-conscious about my teeth because I got 3 fake teeth, and sometimes when I smile, it looks like I'm missing teeth over here. But I got all my teeth, guys. My bridge here is cracked, and that's why it's cracked right here, because I got in a fight with my neighbor that called my Haitian friend a N-word, and I told him, I'm like, yo, we're going to the bar right now, but when we come back from the bar, if you want to do something, we'll do it when we get back. We got back from the bar. He opened his door. I'm like, yo, what's up? What are you going to do? He's like, come on, come fight me. Come on. He wanted me to go in his house. I'm like, dude, I'm not falling for that home invasion shit. So I'm like, you come out here. So he charged at me, and he went to push my face. And when he did that, my bottom jaw came out and chipped my tooth, my bridge, my fake teeth. And right when he did that, I was like, bam. And I hit him. He fell back. He knocked out cold. And his sister was like, yo, what did you just do? And I go, tell your brother to shut his fucking mouth and don't ever say that word again. Bam! And I knocked him one more time when he was snoring, agonal breathing, really. That's what it is. He was like choking on his own shit. Bang! Knocked him one more time. And my other neighbor was like, bro, he didn't even act right for like 2 weeks after that. So Beverly cops came for that. I'll actually try to get that public records too. I didn't get charged with anything because I was attacked first and I couldn't get out of the way. Like, he basically tried to pin me against the wall and come at me. So they were like, yo, he deserved it because we know who this dude is anyway. And then the dude popped, I think, 2 of my tires. That's the only way he could get back at me. But guys, I've been in it. Like, me and my boys, one of my Spanish friends and a couple of my other boys, we jumped a bunch of kids that had leather jackets on, spiked hair, that had like swastikas and like F the N-word. And so we just rushed them and jumped them. And guys, I used to be in it, man. I'm not afraid to get into any of this shit. So I'm just telling you guys, like, I don't care what you guys are all thinking, but just to kind of like put everything in perspective, I wanted to do this. And because trying to respond to all the comments, and like literally probably 10% of the comments were, you should have spiced him, you should have hit him, I would have done this. I would have too, if I don't care about my freedom and wanted to go to jail. So anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you guys being here. No, he didn't knock my teeth out. So when I was 8 years old, I'm telling you, since I was a kid, I was into fighting and all that shit. So I got into a dispute with this kid when I was younger. The kid grabbed a 2x4 that was probably like 8 feet, 10 feet long, and he came up to me, and I'm like, bro, you're not gonna hit me with that. This is at 8 years old, so I didn't think he was really gonna hit me with it. And right when I said, you're not gonna hit me with it, right when I said it, he jammed that shit right in my face. Boom! Knocked my 2 front teeth back. And my front right tooth got pushed back the furthest. And I had to get a root canal. They weren't loose enough where they fell out or anything. But I had to get a root canal, and my mother never got a cap on it. So the other tooth needed a root canal years later, years down the road. I think when I got the bridge is when they did the root canal. So anyway, then years later, I got in another fight where at my friend's house, his this kid, I got in a back and forth with this kid, and I didn't know his cousin was there, and his cousin pulled me to the ground, and the kid got on top of me and bang, punched me right in the mouth, and that loosened up that right tooth that got hit when I was 8. That was when I was 23. So then the tooth had to be pulled, and that's when the bridge got put in. And then a couple weeks or a couple months later is when my neighbor called my friend the N-word, and that's when I got in the fight, and it chipped my brand new bridge. And that's how my tooth ended up getting. It was from when I was 8, not from this neighbor. So anyway, guys, let me see. Karen, much love, respect, and appreciation to you. I appreciate it. Roscoe, WTP, MB, Springer, DP. Appreciate all you guys. I'm going to get out of here now. Leslie, appreciate you always. Love all your support all the time. Chris Bell. Yeah, most of the time I don't take the beating. I either wait till someone swings on me and either duck it and then go at it, or I'll take the first hit and then I do my thing. I like don't ask me. I like that one. That was funny. V for victory. Yo, did you see your comment was in the new Lackluster video? Aiden, I appreciate you being here, man. Really, you're a good guy, man. Whatever all the auditors have done to make you kind of steer away from what we do, just know that there are some of us that are good out there, man. Some of us are still good out there. Yeah, Spartacus. I basically work by myself for the most part. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. And I will email you tomorrow, like I said, for sure. Yeah, V for victory. That was awesome. I was like, that's great. I was pumped when I saw you. JKMA, IE Dixon. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I appreciate you all being here, and thank you all for the donations. Thank you all for the support. Again, always check the description of all my videos. There's extra. Thank you, Grateful Red. Oh, dude. If I had my hold on. I just saw Grateful Red. Hold on. Oh man, I can't find my tank top. Anyway, I got a tank top, and it has the Celtic symbol, and it's a skull, and it's Salem based. It's one of the a shirt place here in Salem, and it's got the Celtics emblem, but it's a skull, and I forgot what he has, but it says Grateful Red, and it's Grateful Red for Red Auerbach for the Celtics. So I don't know if that's why you had that, but right when I saw that, I had to say that. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate you all. If you haven't hit the like button already, hit it now before I end this. Appreciate all of you guys. Always check the description. Look out for my video tomorrow. I'm either going to release it at 11. I'm either going to release it at 11, 2, or sometime after 4. My last video I released at 6, and it did really well. I think the algorithm's getting used to me releasing it at 2:22 and 3:33. So I'm going to change it up a little bit, and got to get my videos out there like I did when I had 2,000, 4,000 subscribers, because my views aren't where they should be, and everybody tells me that, and my subscriber count should be 50, 60, 70, 100K. I'm I'm at 30. I'm almost at 33,000. I appreciate all of you guys. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Love you guys.